You off next week, or you just took the weekend?
That weekend at the end. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It needed to. This 19-degree weather foolishness. Crazy. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Good to see y'all people up in this soundproof hunger room space. It's been a second, but y'all know what we do. We like to gather our chips and bring them to y'all the best way we can and have these discussions. And we got a lot to talk about today. 18, what's happening with you?
Shit, I'm in a better mood today. My team lost the other day. Playoffs is over. Football is over. Moving on to my playoff Pistons, man. That's all.
You said playoff Pistons?
My playoff Pistons. I didn't say champion. I just said playoffs. One step at a time, bro. Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth.
Congratulations to them Lions, though, man. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, a lot of teams that Atlanta is not really a sports city. I'm just going to be honest. So Atlanta got a lot of bandwagon fans. One thing about teams like y'all, the Detroit Lions, that's been losing for a very long time, y'all fans stay loyal, still sell out the games or whatnot. Yeah, and I'd be happy to see when y'all start winning.
Why couldn't you have said, winning?
Well, I'm just saying, I have to put that in there because y'all was down for a long time.
Why could you say, y'all winning a bit up and down a little bit?
Nah, y'all, the last 3 seasons y'all been.
Hey man, get on with the show.
That's all I'm saying.
I ain't there yet. Y'all better watch y'all mouth, man. Let's go. Move on to the goddamn show.
You want to get
move on to the goddamn show.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Y'all know what time it is. We're going to jump right into it. Let's get into this news. I'm going to start off on a serious note. I got a friend, a classmate, Carlos Lacey, living out there in LA. He lost everything. Lost everything in the fires out there. And there's a GoFundMe. It's called the Lacey Family Rebuild. If you go to GoFundMe, especially if you went to school with me, Banneker High School, class of 96, shout out. You probably know Lacey, but he's out in LA. He was doing big things out there in his community and his business, and he lost everything. So if you find it in your heart, go on to GoFundMe. Like I said, it's called the Lacey Family Rebuild from the wildfire. Go and check that out. While we talking about the wildfires, what's your thoughts on how it's handled publicly and what's happening with the boots on the ground?
They offered them people $770 one-time payment from the government. It was $770, I think it was, one-time payment in Los Angeles, in California.
Right.
So even there with a hotel, that's
2 days,
maybe.
I
hope you ain't got kids at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once again, I feel like government failed us again. Do I feel like I'm a conspiracy guy? So I think it's a land grab. I do. It's a lot of moving parts of that I'm in and out on the story of it. They say the mayor dropped the ball on it. Big time governor. Nobody's doing what they supposed to do to help these people. I seen in one story the man trying to save his house. Like he put it all on the line. He was saving his. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think he helped his neighbors.
Yeah,
the 2 neighbors on the sides of him too.
Yeah, because theirs burn, yours burn. You know what I'm saying? People can say I'm insensitive to a lot of things. They gave Ukraine a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
and the people over here need that right now, and y'all got it. These people shouldn't have. Only worry they should have is the things they lost and knowing that they covered around the board with it, man. They lost everything.
Right.
It don't look like it's happening that way though. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better. And it's funny that we're talking about this today because it's inauguration day. On the top of that is one of our heroes, I'm very critical of him, but he is a hero that I do respect.
Right.
Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? A lot's going on today, but those people out there need any and everything. Just like you got a homie out there. I know people in California, nobody's made a call that they done lost everything. Like, I don't even know what that feels like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To even say anything. But I hope, God finds his way to you faster than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that. I seen we was in the break room. Not everything don't need to be newsworthy. It just, for some reason, I think everything don't need to be newsworthy. We was looking at LA news, and they put LeBron on the TV, and he was like, "Yeah, he brought some people into his home for the fire and all that." And so everybody in the break room was like, "Oh, that was dope," whatever. I'm like, y'all think LeBron got broke friends? Like, come on, man. Yeah. They ended up at the game. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Somebody lose everything, man. Last thing they thinking about
is going to hang out to the
is
game.
going to hang out with LeBron at a game. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that really need, man, that was working they butts off for lived this dream, and they done lost everything. Yeah. And like I said, I feel it's a land grab. So
that's a good perspective. Look at that like that.
We got to do better, man.
Yeah.
As a governing, we got to do better, man. They sent a lot of money over there, man.
Yeah. I didn't like how they handled it. They tried to politicize it.
Then they got in a fight about it.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like you said, you got people that lost everything. And like you were saying, the guy that they had the video about, this was a generational house. It wasn't just
come on, man. His
he was like, my whole family, my child,
everything about him was in that house, man.
He was like, nah, I'm not letting it go. So when you look at it like that, it's like, man, this is your entire life.
Yeah.
And y'all want to make it about politics?
Like them people,
come on, man.
People gotta get out their own way with their thoughts sometimes, man.
Yeah, and then they start breaking down the police chief and what was wrong with the systems and all of this stuff. Like, how do you prepare for something like that?
And in one area, I was tripping though, because I'm like, y'all right off the water. So how is it hard to get the water? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like,
and I ain't there. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them that if I don't work in that field,
I really don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know, y'all might not be able to get there. Obviously y'all wasn't, because y'all couldn't. But California, they struggle with a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
I just hope everybody out there, man, that's lost everything. He lost a little. It don't even matter. I just hope he find his way to y'all first, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, moving on. As you were speaking of the inauguration, we had some people that we call celebrities, entertainers, that
I forgot all about
decided to go and perform at Trump inauguration party. Those people were Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Nelly.
Oh, I ain't see Rick Ross was on there.
And Soulja Boy. Yeah.
Soulja Boy.
Right. The part that stood out the most to me was Willie D. He has a podcast.
Okay.
And he called Nelly up and asked Nelly specifically, like, what are you doing?
He did.
Like, and Nelly really just showed his true colors.
He's an opportunist.
He's an opportunist.
He took it.
We spoke about him before.
He admitted it, though. He admitted
it. How did he?
He said he just looked at it was something for,
the America.
He's honored to do it. Man. That's what he said. That's what Nelly said.
That was so corny to me.
I was like, dang.
That was so corny to me. He said, it's the president. And Chuck D said, well, if the KKK invites you, you gonna come?
Yeah. They did. And he went. Hello.
Well, Willie D, shout out to Willie D for holding that down and really standing on what because he on that for real, and he kind of put it on Nelly. But what we always talk about in this room is stop praising these celebrities. Day in and day out, they're gonna show you who they are when it comes to real life. They real life ain't our real life. And I'm not saying all of them. The ones that, when you put too much value into it, they gonna show you that they got their own race, and it's called rich. They don't care about nobody else about if it ain't gonna help them put more money in their pocket. The funniest thing that why everybody was giving Snoop the burn is because he was on the front page of screw Trump, we ain't mess with Trump, boom, boom, boom. But I saw when he flopped when he got his old boy out of jail. Yeah. When Trump got out of office, he got his boy out of jail, and then he got on and said something. I said, oh, he sold. You know what I mean? He sold.
Got to pay back with your old dog.
But to go back and do this, like, yeah, and they circulating that video of him out there.
Oh yeah. Snoop. Let me tell you something, man. Limelight is something that a lot of people, it's a drug. They love it. You know, and how we don't know they're in Republicans. I'd have felt better about it if Nelly would have been like, well, shit, I'm a Republican. Yeah. Like, so, I mean, I got who I wanted into the White House, so I'm doing my little dance. You know what I'm saying? Hiding here. Her. How y'all say it? Her? Whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Snoop said a lot, man. Snoop said a lot. I remember Chrisette Michelle. Yeah. She said she needed the bread, so she sang and danced.
And her career took
and we didn't forgive her. You know, I think a lot of people still hold her.
Yeah. I think she was just here.
Torch for that. I mean, she haven't stopped performing. It just people stopped going. Yeah. You know, I mean, catalog ain't that deep, no way. But you know what I'm saying? I like the songs I like. Yeah. We don't know why people do what they do, man. I'm not surprised by nothing anybody do, especially us, especially when we real loud. When we real loud, man, that's why I'm looking like, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happened when you really faced with it. And like you said, he looked out for Snoop, and he told Snoop probably, all right, when that phone ring, you better answer. And so, no, you know, what's he do? Gin and Juice? What'd he do?
I don't know what he did. Oh, somebody had recorded a little bit of it. He was
at a crypto. What was a Bitcoin? Bitcoin inauguration party or something.
Yeah, I saw a small clip. He literally was his own DJ and was rapping at the same time.
So he was he was real Bojangle. Okay. 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 You know, I was still listening to Snoop. I ain't about to get on that fake cancer Snoop and all that. I mean, I'm just not so here entertainer. He did what entertainers do. So, you know, will we fake cancel him? Yeah, it happened for about a couple of weeks. You know how y'all do. All right. Then, you know, PIMP will come on and y'all forget. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's act like we've been here before with our own selling us out, just doing things like that and move accordingly.
Yeah, just know your heroes. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, your heroes ain't supposed to be on TV.
On TV, right?
You know what I'm
so,
but if they is, you know what I'm saying, make sure you do a background check.
Background check. See what they really stand for.
You know.
Moving on. We had another situation. I don't even think you and I talked about this, but one of the major podcasts, Matt Hoffa, early on when he got started, he had two guys, Esso and Heineken, that was on there.
Bag Fuel.
They have a podcast. It's really great show as well. They split for business reasons and personal reasons. And when it happened, it was a lot of back and forth. And everybody went their separate ways. But Esso and Heineken went off and they started Bag Fuel. And they're doing great job.
It's picking up.
It's a great job.
It's picking up.
What happened was Angela Yee also has a podcast called Lip Service. And she invited Esso and Heineken to the show. And while they were on the show, Math Hoffa showed up. Now, this was I wouldn't say a knife or her trying to play mediator. Some people you gotta let handle their stuff on their own time and that their own accord. So of course, when he showed up, the tensions were still there. Everything was still heightened. How do you feel that situation was handled? And do you think Angela Yee was implicit in the way it kind of played out?
I don't believe it was real, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, I think business, making money always gonna precede the real with certain people. And I just feel like we done seen each other before. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's beef, it's on site. They had disagreement.
Right.
I think it's already been hashed out. They just had them. It's for views at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was like, "Dang, blah blah blah." We sitting there talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it was real.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something for ratings. Everybody eat off that. You know what I'm saying? YouTube pick it up.
Yeah.
It's clean. You know what I'm saying? Because real beef, y'all on there talking crazy. Well, YouTube might even we can't play this. You know what I'm saying?
I would have got up like y'all doing
Right,
this.
like if
I'll holler at y'all.
if you felt that strong about it, you're not gonna even sit there with that, no matter what's at stake. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yeah, okay,
I can see what you're saying.
yeah,
And I know me personally, when I'm dealing with personal stuff, I don't want it out here.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, like
that's
I always say, man, once the beef go public, man, we probably can never make up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy. I thought that was crazy. Before we wrap up the news, Atlanta had a snow day
Another one coming.
last week. Yeah, and they say we supposed to get hit with another one. And I'm gonna say like this. For me, I had joined this group in Facebook called Atlanta Culture. Number one, the group, it ain't even that many natives. This is a lot of people from everywhere else that be talking about Atlanta. So already I be looking at, I just be scrolling like, man, y'all got to be kidding me.
You give it that too much time.
It's entertaining. So they in there and they talking about, I can't believe Atlanta folks is out here doing this and doing that in the snow. And a lot of people is like, they don't see snow. A lot of these people ain't had their kids to play in snow.
Absolutely.
First
time ever seeing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why most people that come from other places come here and want to talk negatively about the city
so much? Yeah.
And of course there was a lot of backlash. So go back where you came from. Well, I can say what I want to say, and it was just a whole back and forth. But for me, it was just like this is one of the gripes I have, and not with all the transplants, because a lot of people come here and they accept it for what it is, because there is a lot of opportunity here in Atlanta. But I just don't get the whole aspect of coming down and criticizing the things that you were used to, or that you probably, when we talking about snow, what you ran from, because a lot of times the weather is a reason why you decide to leave a certain city. To criticize the way that the state handles it, just because it's not the way that you're used to. And that bothers me. It bothers me because my city is different now. It ain't what we were brought up on. So no, yeah.
I want to first big up to the city of Atlanta on how they handled this snowstorm last week. It was I was in it. I was out there getting bread. You know what I'm saying? They did to me they did a fantastic job on the roads. I didn't hear a bunch of pileups nowhere. I didn't hear nobody really getting injured, things like that. So big ups to the city of Atlanta for how they handled, or just state of Georgia, how they handled the snow. Because I know I done lived in some states where it's 13 inches, dog, and you still got to be on time for everything. Like that's what life is. As far as transplants, man, I mean, man, everybody criticized everything, but I definitely hear a lot of it being here. I partake in it every now and then because it ain't bad here, man. And people that move here, they know it ain't that bad. They just when you so used to stuff and you go somewhere and you can't get, you spoiled. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you go somewhere else and you criticize wherever you at, but you ain't leaving. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And we take it as a knock, because for us, when everything started coming, it was like way, people looked down on us.
In a way, y'all still on the come up. You know what I'm saying? It's in the music, in the areas of real estate and entertainment, Atlanta's already to the top.
Right.
But it's far and near when you run into natives. So the culture of Atlanta might be missing.
Right.
Or Georgia, it might be missing. So when people come in, they can talk and do anything they feel like they can do it in anything they want to, because who they talking to ain't from here either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna agree with it instead of having that person like, hey man, watch your mouth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been here forever. I love this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you really don't get that, because even a lot of people from here, you can't really tell they from here. Mm-hmm. They done switch with the times, and they, a lot of concrete missing from a lot of people heart when it comes to being here. I've never seen it like this. A lot of states I don't lived in. You know what I'm sad about, man? Like when I first got here, man, the sun was real bright. Like it was a slower town.
Mm-hmm.
It was all that, like you said, escape. Major cities may bring a lot of major things to it, man. That I wanted to get my kids away from a lot of that part of it, and so I came here, man. And now it seemed like with this becoming a major city, all the major nonsense has followed it,
Yep.
and we can't blame the people from the state of Georgia for that because they was already here. So that's what I miss. I miss the country feeling of it when I first got. When I first got here, it was country to me. I was like, it's country. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we was raised on.
And now I look back at it like ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with slowing down. And maybe because I done got older, where you know what I'm saying. But man, people be crying all the time, and don't pay attention to nobody that ain't go to high school here. For real, dog. Right. Like they don't pay no people no attention, man.
True. Yeah, it's just it's triggering for us. That's all.
They very grateful that it don't snow down here. Dog.
Exactly.
Especially if they come from up that way.
Triggering.
They very grateful that it don't snow down here. But they just finding a reason to laugh at somebody, man.
Oh, man.
And it over nonsense. Go in your big ass house, you know what I'm saying, close the door and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Shut the hell up.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on. That's gonna wrap it up for the news today. This next conversation we're gonna kind of jump in a little bit. It's funny. Shout out to my homegirl Nitra. She'll hit me up and be talking about stuff here and there. Boom, boom.
Shout out Nitra.
And she called me and said that her neighborhood had like a gathering, a get together at one of the homegirls' house, and she realized she was like, ain't no single men in our neighborhood, no single black men in our neighborhood. And I was like, okay. So then she was like, let me look up the numbers on black single men and home ownership. And surprisingly, the number was very low. It was like 11% in black men in home ownership. And she also works in real estate as well.
Oh, yeah, that's her thing.
That's her thing. Yeah, so it was alarming to me. And even when she talked, usually when she talked to me, I have a comeback or something that I can say to her. That one I just had to swallow and be like, damn, I didn't know that was. Yeah, I didn't know that. So what are your thoughts on that? Why do you think that is a thing today versus, say, 10, 15 years ago?
A lot of black men, we behind when it comes to things like that because we behind in living. You know what I'm saying? One thing about when you want a house, man, you change how you living. I was a homeowner at one point. You know what I'm saying? You change how you living to get that dream accomplished. A lot of black men still struggle with the sitting down for a minute to get it accomplished and then going back to the whatever it is you like to do. We want it all at one time. That's how you see so many black men in the drug game.
Mm-hmm.
Fast money brings fast results in some cases. You know what I'm saying? We still moving around. We having kids very young, struggling to take care of them. And I ain't talking about all black men. So before y'all jump in here talking crazy,
right?
But a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? Is you don't see a lot of it in black communities, home ownership from black people. You know what I'm saying? So you wasn't taught young to do what you got to do to get a house young. So by the time you hit 50, your house almost paid off,
right?
And you can go ahead and be done with that. You still see a lot of black people, especially black men today, still really finally getting homes in they mid 40s and things like that. It's just a dream of theirs that they accomplished, but it took a while it took a while to get to the levels of maturity to get there. Can't say it's I don't know if I can lean on the money side of it because I done seen people get houses during times of making $10 an hour and still manage to sign their name on that paper.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's just a level of knowledge, patience, and I guess you say maturity when it comes to things like that. A lot of us lack, a lot of them lack. Cause I don't like that. You damn sure don't. Right. So, we wasn't led that way. Okay. Like a lot of us grew up in rental homes, rental apartments. Mm-hmm. So we just look at that like I'm gonna get my own. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us haven't grown up with the this was my mama house. Like it was really her house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us lack that. So that we don't lean that way.
Okay, that's a good perspective. I came up and my folks own their house, and it was always a dream of mine to, have my own
Yeah.
house. And it took me a while to get to where, to home ownership,
Yeah.
And but I'll agree with you with the maturity aspect for the man, because I think in today's society, it is a popcorn, hurry up microwave,
You can go back
you know.
even before now though. Look at people our age, bro.
Well, I'm saying, even at people at our age, when we were doing our thing, like say 20 years ago,
Yeah.
we was out trying to live our life. We
Right.
wasn't really trying to put our roots in the ground
Right.
like our parents did
Right.
early
Right.
on.
Right. It,
You know what I
it
mean?
skipped us
It
because
was later down the line.
yeah,
And I think the further we get generationally, it gets pushed further and further away.
absolutely,
So it's
absolutely.
about now, you got one life, live your whole life. So get out here, do everything you want to do. Versus our parents is like, they start having kids 18, 19, and they start working right then and there.
Right.
Their first job would be like their only job.
Right.
You know what I mean? They retiring at 45 and all that stuff and done already.
Right.
So we didn't start doing that till our mid 30s when we said, okay, let me sit
Let
my
me let
ass
me let
down
me calm
and
down.
get it
Right.
together. So I think a lot of it has to do with just the way that society moves now, to where it's more so like, hurry up, get what you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and not really plant a whole lot of roots.
To actually go further with something you just said, family brings homes.
Mm,
Family bring a home. Singles get houses, but a family gets you a home because you got to put you want to put your family in a home.
right.
When you single, you don't care where you at, man. You can have a nice apartment, you can have a house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like he said, a house is not a home.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how we are. Like the younger generation now, like I think it's Generation Z and the one before that, they don't even want to, like statistics showing, they don't even want to
I
own
don't want to
property.
own that. Yeah.
They just want to be able to go. Versus us, a lot of us, and our let's say 35 to 46, where we are,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of our parents didn't even own houses. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So we look at like some of us want to be the first. That was my thing. Like
Okay.
I wanted to be the first. My mother never owned a home. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We had a great Mr. Drummond type apartment. I didn't want to live in that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's I grew up where I couldn't make a lot of noise because I lived in
Mm,
apartment buildings and things
right.
like that.
All right.
Until later on, they started getting townhomes and stuff. But it was never no homes. My pops owned a house, but he
Mm-hmm.
died when I was 8.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? But so that just seeing that kind of stuff we lacked. So
Mm.
especially up north, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Different. Way different.
yeah, like ain't not, like let me see. I look through my family, man. If it's 10, maybe 4 home ownerships.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's because they're older.
Mm.
Like, but not nobody. Well, I'm a dolo, so around my age, I'm the only one around my age. But
Okay.
yeah, man, ain't that much home ownership in my family
Mm.
that I know of. Unless somebody lying, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't letting y'all niggas get nothing out of there.
You know what I'm saying? So I do see that, like, but a lot of broken homes happen too, man. Like, you got a lot of single fathers out here, child support, busting them in the head. They
Yeah.
can't afford to go
Yeah.
sign their name on it. They feel like they can't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean, which is something they kind of cause. You know what I'm saying? In a way, I don't know the.
Do you think you don't, let's say a single black man wouldn't start thinking about owning a home until he starts a family? Let's say
And that's
maturely.
a lot of it. Think about it. Like you said earlier,
Mm.
when we were younger. So you talking about our 20s?
Right.
We was out here being savages, bro.
Right.
Last thing we thought about was having a house to call home. We
Cut grass.
all that,
clean
man.
the gutter.
We was thinking about whose daughter
we finna jump
was
on.
getting this tallywhacker. That's what we was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like the generation right behind us though. Lot of home ownership.
Oh, yeah.
Of home ownership.
They
Guys,
jumped on early.
I say guys 30 to 35, they not playing.
Mm-hmm.
They getting these cribs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they doing well by them. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely salute them. But just with us, man, it was too much for us to settle down like that because
Yeah.
we felt like we was gonna miss something. But our growing up was dope, man.
I loved it.
You know what I'm saying? Like our
childhood.
era was dope. You know what I'm saying?
They're
So
still making money off our child.
you see what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of us got caught up in that. And by the time we started to settle down, we might have had 2-3 kids, might have caught a felony. Anything could have happened where, you had to sit down and home ownership wasn't nothing on your mind at the time.
Yeah.
But I think now a lot of us trying to go back, get them cribs. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
even if we got to die with a mortgage, we accomplished that,
Right.
and we okay with that. You know
And
what I'm saying?
we got the insurance, so it's gonna be paid for when I leave.
Come on, man.
To leave it to
You
who I
covered
need to
if
lead to. Right.
yeah, if you play your cards right,
Right.
you had this forever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these are conversations that a lot of us have in our circle. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of home ownership with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Which I did. You know, so I feel like I'm in the right group of people, around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people in my circle that own homes. I was talking to my homeboy about that about 2-3 years ago because he wanted to move, and he was thinking about selling his house. And his son is I think he got to be about 20 now. And I was like, yo, don't sell it, give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that we in our communities you don't see. Right. I said, don't sell it, bro. Just give it to him. You know what I'm saying? I said, don't ever give back land as a black man. Right. Don't ever give back land because they never wanted you to have it. And I think he gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Right now he's still in the house, doing what he got to do. But I think he gonna listen. But I encourage anybody, man, if you got a home and you think about moving, man, if you got kids, man, pass it to them and let them start there, and y'all keep it in the family, man. Like don't give it back to them people because your people might not ever be able to get back into that house.
Yep, it's definitely gonna skyrocket.
You better believe that. Once you move out, it's over.
That's a wrap.
What this worth? Quarter million right here? What you?
Right. Well, I only paid $200 for it. That's how it go.
Right.
All right. On the flip side of that, we were talking about single black men and home ownership. Let's talk about single ladies. Do you think a black woman, should be dating if her finances aren't in place?
So you mean if you ain't together, you don't have your stuff together, you shouldn't be dating the whole thing that's been ran on us for the last social media years?
Yeah.
Should she be dating if her money ain't right? No. And the only reason I say that is because I'm petty as hell. You know what I'm saying? Her money really don't matter. If you really want to be with her money really don't matter. But I think a lot of women judge men based on their finances. So if yours ain't together, how can you judge that man and his ain't together?
Okay. So yours is based off of how can you expect something from me that you ain't bringing?
You know what I'm saying? But if I really want to be with her, dog, her money really don't matter. Right. Like I don't even if she make more than me or less than me. And I make a nice little, little chump change, couple dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if she make more than me or less than me, if I really want to be with her money really doesn't matter. But I do think just if you out here single, judging men off that pocket, and you just manage to have $50 in your account, you might want to sit it out too.
Yeah. But I agree with you on that. I also think because we have a society where it is put to where, like you said, we don't really care. The average dude doesn't care about a woman's money.
He don't care about her pocket.
For the most part, I want to be your protector anyway.
Especially she ain't asking me for a bunch of money.
Right. If you add in other areas,
right.
We good to go.
Right.
But I also think that even when we say that, the double-edged sword side of that is
come on, man.
We say, if she's into that, women will pour into their careers.
Absolutely.
And then we be like,
we judging her off that.
Yeah, now she makes too much money. She, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn if you do that, you don't.
Right.
So it's almost like I do agree that I don't think women, and I just think this just as a person, because me as a person, financially, if I'm not in a space to where I can move around, I don't feel whole to where I can bring something to somebody else.
Right.
Like I feel broken. I feel like something is missing.
I feel.
So for me, I don't want to bring anybody into that dilapidated situation of how I'm feeling until I'm whole. And I think everybody should just move like that. So
I mean, it's rough having a conversation with people, man, and I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill. Like that's rough. Right. So if I'm trying, I think I kind of bold. I'll be like, I don't know how you're gonna pay it either, but we going to get something to eat. I got a couple dollars. You still want to go eat?
I'll be quiet. I don't say that.
I mean, just like it would be unattractive for a woman to hear that from a man. Men probably feel the same way. Like we like women to have their stuff together. They might not be with pockets with the mumps. They might not be like that, but just knowing that everything they got
It's
taken care of.
Right.
Oh, that's sexy in itself.
Oh yeah.
Versus you go over there like, flick that switch and she.
You get to that bedroom, ain't no sheets on the. Hey, what we doing? What
just you walk in people's house and sometimes I don't do. I'm definitely not one of the people, but people have done it to me. Where I had your mail on the table and they just glance over your mail, and and I'd have been in people's house, man, and the mail on the table. I always take my arm and push it to the side. That's just been my thing. I don't want to read nothing that ain't fuck me. Right. But you see that little pink on there that final notice. Like you might want to get your bill sent to your email. Cause
I used to see that back in the day. Back in the day, I would see that. Let me go on and get what I came to get and get on
let me get up out of here. She might want to cover. She might need $2. You know what I'm saying? So so I think both parties, man, at least have yourself together. Show that you can take care of yourself, and then maybe somebody be like, "No, I'm keeping this one, and I'm gonna make their life, a little more comfortable."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But if you go into it, man, I seen this.
You kind of set the tone when you
had this letter on your door when I was walking up to the door. I couldn't look past it.
You had it to
you know what I'm saying?
Because you don't want to ruin the moment. Look, I came here to take care of some business. Okay, you said you had some plumbing problems. I came to fix the plumbing. And this on the house. Right. You ain't got to pay for this. Right. Okay. Now that sign on the door, I don't know.
You might get yellow mail on your door. That's what I probably say.
As I'm leaving.
No, I'm gonna say as I go in.
I'm saying as I'm leaving.
You got a little mail in the door. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Oh man, moving on. While we talking about relationships between men and women, do you think in relationships and marriages that men and women have the tough talks that need to be had? Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of friends that I know, or I won't even say friends, but people out here now, a lot of people ain't happy in their marriages and some of their relationships, and I just be like, damn, like, are we really having real hard talks when we in our situations?
I think more boyfriend and girlfriends, if this makes sense, are having those talks versus married people. Boyfriend and girlfriends that live separate.
Yeah,
like people shacking and all that. I think living with somebody brings a different caution to each other when they having conversations. It shouldn't, but I think it does, because don't nobody want to hear nothing that the other one, like, you might be looking down on them and you're in the house with them and all that. I think somebody can go home, they'll say whatever to you. Like, yeah, you need to tighten up. I'm gonna go into my house though, but when you got to lay in that bed, dog, with somebody that you done just scolded, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it may cuddle a little different. You know what I'm saying? Some people can take constructive criticism like that, some can't. Just on both sides. Like, it's tough, man. Should we be able to talk to our spouse? Yeah. Can we? Man, we all know who we done married. Some conversations you better like, many times you done been in a relationship, man, and been like, hey, man, I don't even want to be bothered with it. Whatever she say, dog, I don't even want to be bothered. I'm gonna keep the peace. So I think more boyfriend, girlfriend that don't live together, they having a real talks. I don't think married people. Okay. I guess because married people done rung my doorbell every now and then, long time ago. But you know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm going off that. I had a counsel, one or two, married.
Oh goodness,
people in my day.
Okay. I would agree, but I would also have to add, and I think a lot of times with marriages is more of a business to it, because to be honest, marriage was created off of a business platform, and I think once you're married, people tend to want to stick around because now we are financially connected.
We're comfortable. I don't have to depend. If I fall, The other person got me. In so many cases of the marriage.
Supposedly, yeah,
hopefully,
hopefully,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's why I say legal
Yeah,
and legally.
hopefully,
You know what we were talking about as a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Legally, the court is going to lean toward whoever the breadwinner is, to where the other person would get some kind of support if it doesn't happen. Even with the boyfriend and girlfriends that live together, in my perspective, they still look at it in the same sense. Like, okay, we built or we came into this together.
Right.
If it goes the other way, uh, literally I have to start over, you know.
Right.
And a lot of times that means somebody or both of y'all got to go into a whole nother space, you know, of living.
Because usually y'all living,
you
know,
together. So
everything y'all got at that point is based on both of y'all income versus some one income. I get that.
So you start over. So I think when those things are in play, some people tend to shy away from the real tough conversations, like you said, just to go along to get along.
Right.
And a lot of times, a lot of that stuff, it'll pile up.
I mean, them people together for the wrong reasons because it shouldn't be nothing materialistic that make you want to stay with somebody.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the materialistically. I'm saying more in the sense of like everything was 100 when y'all started. But then, of course, you know, you got the honeymoon phase and all that. And then when sometimes people get comfortable, some people will change for the worse. Some people change for the better. But once you have made that solid connection to where y'all living together, I think it's a lot more at stake at that point versus like not even saying materialistically, just I don't want to be packing my shit up and have to go or trying to kick her out. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like, hey, she getting on my nerves with this, but I'm just gonna roll with the punches. You know, just so I ain't got to.
But then you taking them punches in the hopefully, well, I guess in some cases y'all end up getting married. Same person.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think with me, that's why I refuse to shack because of things like you just named. Like if it don't work, somebody got to go.
Right.
You know, and regardless if you my wife or my girlfriend, the mortgage is mine.
Okay.
Because I ain't put myself in that. I did that before, so I ain't put myself in that situation where we in a certain house because of both of our incomes. No, we gonna live based off of my income.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to put, you know, what we talked about earlier, plugins in the wall and all that. That's cool. You know,
the wall flowers.
You
wall flowers.
Buy the furniture and stuff and all that, but the mortgage gonna be mine regardless if we boyfriend or you my wife because I'm not moving.
Right.
Period. I'm not moving, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't care what you want to call it. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just that's tough, man. Like the shacking thing, man, brings so many problems. Like like that just giving me a headache just thinking about it, dog. Like when it's time to go separate ways, man, like you might be in the kitchen talking about some, yo, man, I bought that can opener.
Yeah.
Like that's for the house. That wasn't for you. That wasn't for me. That was for the house.
Yeah.
So now you got a whole different thing that you got to deal with. I refuse, dog. You could take all this shit. You just ain't taking that address.
So you really feel like you can live with somebody just because y'all married versus having that. I'm not living any. I'm not living. Before.
Yeah, I'm not living with any. Well, the day I tell some woman I want her to be mine for the rest of my life, then we're living together because in the next year she'll be my wife. So she'll go.
So an engagement you'll move in.
Yeah, okay. An engagement because I'm making progress towards forever.
Okay.
I ain't doing all that. You coming in just off your name. I'm good.
Yeah.
Keep paying your mortgage, baby. You know
or your rent.
Yeah, or your rent, whatever you got. But I refuse to even go that route. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Would you ever move in with a woman?
No.
Okay. Me neither.
No, I ain't having. Okay. Well, let me say this. I'll move in if we getting a house built.
Yeah.
And
transitional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just talking about somewhere house bigger than mine, I'm going in.
Yeah.
You can have that. You can have that as a rental property for yourself. But I ain't moving in now because the minute we get in an argument, and all it takes is one time to say, "You can get out of my house." I will never be there again, dog. I done been through it. Tough, I done been through it. You know what I'm saying? Tough. So, and shout out to the homie Jeter. I done been through it. So I refuse to go through that again, dog. Yeah, I refuse that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got anything? What you got over there?
It's Martin Luther King Day, y'all.
That's indeed it is.
Make sure
Yes, indeed it
if you
is.
got young kids, man, make sure y'all talk to them. And not only about King, talk about all the other heroes on his that he met on his journey. You know what I'm saying? To do what he did. Martin Luther King was what 25 when he died.
Was he 25?
He was young. He wasn't 30.
I had to look that up.
I think
I
he, I
think he
think
was a little older than
you
that.
think I think about
Yeah,
25. Let's look it up. Let's look at we ain't got
yeah.
nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere but when I leave here to the laundromat, dog.
And it's cold out there.
I probably wrong, but it's 25
Nah, I
sounded
think
like a real hero, dog. So
I,
let's
I think either way,
I'm gonna look it up, dog.
Yeah, look
I
it up.
need it.
Look it
I
up.
need
Look
it.
it up.
Keep
But
talking to
yes,
keep talking to the
definitely,
people.
yeah,
Keep talking to the people.
definitely. You got to, and this is where I think we get away with. We've gotten away from celebrating our heroes.
Oh damn, man, 39 years old.
Yeah, see, 25. You think about
I'm
Tupac.
thinking about Tupac. Right. I mean, 39. But
we get away from celebrating our heroes like we used to do back in the day. They had Little Boy King. They used to play that all day. They used to have a parade and things of that nature. Now it's just a day, a Hawks game. You know, um, get to know your people and your history, and feed it to your kids because a lot of times they really trying to eradicate our history, the things that we've done for this country, and if we allow them to do it, they'll keep on pushing around because now they're called slaves, immigrants or whatever the case may
uh-oh.
be. And I just like, what are we doing? Like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's craziness.
Talk to him.
You know, one of the politicians, shout out Jasmine Crockett, was going talking to Nancy Mason. Nancy Mason literally threatened her on the floor.
Uh-oh. She sure
She
did.
threatened her on
Yeah,
the
she
floor.
sure did. Yeah, she did.
And Jasmine just kind of laughed it off and went on with what she was saying. But I mean, these folks they getting out of control. And now today, as we celebrate Martin Luther King, you also have the inauguration of Trump's second term, and already he has done so many things, put people in places that we already can see that they are very biased and they really gonna do for the rich and the people that look like them. So man, y'all be careful out here, man. Be careful and just pay attention to what's going on because it's finna be a real roller coaster ride out here. So,
Man, you TikTok people, man.
oh,
Is it back on? Is it off?
what? Look,
I don't know.
there's a lot of people eating off TikTok.
I just hope find a way to make some money off of it, man. If y'all love it that much, man, find some way to make a couple dollars.
Because they was making a lot of money.
Because they make a lot of money, man. So throw your idea up there. Don't worry about being embarrassed. It's enough things on TikTok you can be like, man, I done seen worse than what I'm doing.
No.
But just, of course, keep your integrity, but find a way to make a couple dollars, man. Like, it's out there.
Go to OnlyFans.
I mean, you ain't got to get naked on that no more. So, I mean, go to
getting
OnlyFans.
paid.
Yeah.
Getting paid. Hey,
so,
do what you got to do.
Figure out what your niche is, man. Put it on TikTok. I support it. As long as you ain't doing nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of crazy it is. I might be like, okay. It ain't for me, but it's for you. Handle your business. A little foolishness never hurt nobody. You know me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I try to stay out the way. I get lost in the sauce, as they like to say.
Only you say that.
Yeah, I say that.
Yeah, that ain't them.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, man, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man. Again, we on every platform: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Get in that group. Get in that Soundproof Hunger Room group on Facebook. Everybody has a good time in there. Everybody has their input. It ain't just us sitting here talking. And it's a lot of adult conversations, real conversations, and some comedy. So get in there. Get you some of that. But again, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And we definitely will do this again. And we're going to see y'all when we get it in. What you got, 18?
Shout out to all our followers that's been with us this long. As y'all know, I think we just came up on 4 years, 5 years? 5 years. Yeah, our shows are, they got a little space in between now, but we felt like we want to come to y'all with something worth talking about. We just don't want to pop up just to make sure we give y'all something every week.
Yeah.
We don't have no staff, man. Whatever ideas y'all hear on this show is something that me and him thought of. So we just doing the best we can to have quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying?
You been reading, huh?
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? You hear that?
Like
you hear how I did that,
I
right?
can dig it.
Right. Shout out to everybody that's doing this podcast thing still. You know, I hope it's working out for y'all. Shout out to the new sisters of T, sisters with T.
Sisters with T, they getting it
You know
in.
what I'm saying? They getting it in. Once again, if you haven't checked out their show, please do. They film on Friday the 7th.
Live
at 7.
At 7 o'clock on Facebook and Instagram.
On Facebook, on Instagram. So make sure y'all follow them. It's cold outside. If your HVAC, you need an HVAC man, holla at us. We got one.
We got a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, indeed. So
be safe out in these streets. For anybody down in Atlanta, next couple of days, we'll have a little more snow come. So y'all be safe. I'm going to make money, bro. I'm going to clean up.
I can dig it. Anyway, y'all be easy, man, and hold it in the road.
One love.